You ready?
I was born ready.
I don't know if that's true, but okay. I'll put this in the front here.
Cheers.
Cheers to episode 17. I'll take a sip first. Yeah, we've been recording the whole time, but I usually just let it flow, whatever, and then start whenever we feel like it.
Episode 17?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere. Episode 17 of the I Am Your Friend podcast, and our guest today is our friend Gwyneth.
Hey.
Hi, Gwyneth.
Hey, I'm going to first preface by saying I'm super proud of you. This is really awesome.
Oh, thank you for saying so. Can you pull the mic a little bit closer to you?
How about now? We good?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
And then I don't have to go in after and like adjust our levels and everything. So
cool.
Great. Gwyneth, my friend, and also ex-girlfriend at the same time. We dated a few years ago, and we're just putting it out there just for everybody to know the dynamic here, and that you can be friends with your exes.
Heck yeah, you can.
Normalize being friends with your exes. Cheers again. We're drinking red wine. This is great. Fantastic.
Yeah, good for us. You know?
Yeah.
How many people can
I think about that a lot. And I mean, I only had one other like long-term relationship, and I'm not friends with that person. I probably never will be, and I'm fine with that. But like, I don't know. I think it's good. I remember hearing seeing something probably on Tumblr. I want to say this feels like something I would hear on Tumblr.
Oh boy.
That was like
content warning.
It probably isn't Tumblr. It probably wasn't Tumblr. It was probably somebody's tweet or something, but it was just like content warning. Something along the lines of like, before I date anybody, I want to make sure that we can be friends, like establish that we can be friends after this is over. Because like, if this means that by the time we're done, that you're just not in my life anymore, like then I don't even want to do this. You know what I mean?
Good call. Yeah.
I remember reading that and being like, that's so fucking true.
I agree.
Like why does it have to be you're here only for this time, and then once you're gone forever?
Unless it's like a situation where you're totally blindsided by somebody, or like you think there's someone that they're not, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, if there's like malice, or obviously like if there was cheating or something like that, it's a different story.
I think some people also think that once if you're in a relationship with someone and you break up, that if you're gonna be friends with them, you have to be friends with them like right away. Like,
no,
that's impossible.
There was no way that was ever gonna happen with us. I had to figure
or
that
anybody.
shit out,
I feel like. I feel like that can't really happen with anybody.
But like,
that's messy.
Yeah, but I'm glad we got to where we did, and I got to where I did. I think that was kind of the key to getting to where we are, was that I needed to figure my shit out,
Yeah, and now I'm experiencing deja vu because of
doing another podcast.
No, we used to have a radio show. Remember?
Oh my God, yeah, we did. What was it called?
So I was thinking about it the other day because I couldn't remember what it was called, but I think it was called Discover Hour.
Yeah, the Discover Hour.
Is that what it was called?
And we put very minimal effort into it.
Yeah, we just found songs we liked and played them.
Yeah.
And then like maybe did a little bit of research about each band or song.
Yeah.
Not
It was
much.
good though. I thought it was good.
I hope people listened.
They probably didn't.
I know my mom did sometimes.
Oh, did she? That's rad.
Yeah.
That's rad. Shout out your mom.
And like I probably put it on like Snapchat, like tune in everyone. Everyone's like, I'm in class.
Yeah, right. We did it at like noon during the
right.
week. That's super funny that you remembered that. I totally forgot about that. I have weird I love when that happens. When like a weird memory pops in your head that you forgot you had, and it's like a pleasant memory. A lot of times it's not.
That was a good time. But
yeah, no, absolutely.
I agree. I didn't know anything about how to do a radio show. I just came there to talk and play music.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do anything else. You did the important stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to get you to hang out with me for an hour,
Nice.
Yeah, and it worked. So.
It did. It did. Heck.
Yeah. Oh man, crazy. Yeah. But yeah, speaking of that, of becoming friends and everything, that because we've kind of been to hell and back together, and but a lot of it led me to get to where I needed to, like mentally. A lot of it was like the reason that I took the right steps towards taking care of myself instead of just like self-destructing. So I learned a lot of lessons through all of that. So thanks for not giving up on me, I guess.
Of course.
Yeah. You've seen me at like my craziest, and you've seen me at like my most vulnerable states, which is probably the same thing.
Which I think can speak to how we're able to do this.
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
now.
Because we know each other at like at such a deep level that you know, even some of our closest friends probably don't know us at, you know.
No, I try to explain it to people, like my friends, you know, just like we are friends, but like we know like we're friends, but it's not like we really hang out.
Right, but it's but we have an understanding of
right.
like, yeah. If either of us reaches out whenever, the other one's going to be there.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. And that's nice. That's
Cheers
a nice
to
thing
that.
to have. Cheers to that. We're going to cheers this whole fucking time, and then we're going to be hammered by the end of it, and we're going to have to cut half of it out.
No. It's a Monday.
Doesn't stop me. I had to like start drinking during the week.
What do you mean?
Because I wouldn't drink during the week, and then the weekend would come, and then I'd be like,
so
now
it's
it's time to get fucking hammered because I saved up
like
all
a
week.
3-4 day pregame.
Right, yeah.
To the
So
weekend.
now I think it's better to pace it out during the week. Also, I hate that I was like way too disciplined during the week. I like, you know, wouldn't, if it was after work, I wasn't doing anything with, like, I'm not going to hang out with anybody, or I'm not going to, you know, I'm going to just stay in, or I'll go to the gym. I'll, you know, like work on the podcast or something. Like I'm always like in production mode Monday through Friday. Right. And then as soon as I punch out Friday, it's party mode. And then it's till Sunday.
And then you're like, ugh.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, work tomorrow. Right. And then it's like, and then I'm back in production mode, and it's like, why can't I just have fun all the time?
Right. But then sometimes that happens, and you're like, oh, I'm going to have like one drink on a Tuesday, and it turns into 7.
Well, that doesn't happen to me. So
maybe not 7,
Yeah.
but you know, sometimes that does like happen.
It has helped though, I
Especially
think. Like if I just like let my and I mean, especially in the summer too.
Right.
Like where it's, if it's super nice out, you know, it's like I'm gonna sit on the deck and have a beer. I don't give a shit that it's Tuesday, you know. And then I think doing that makes me get into a mindset on the weekend of like, I'm not gonna get fucked up. That's, you know what I mean? It's like I'm just gonna go have 3 to 4 beers.
And I'm not
5 to 6 beers.
And
9 to 10 beers max.
Didn't you just say like 10 seconds ago that wasn't you?
This is the I Am Your Friend podcast, and sometimes we contradict ourselves.
Okay, that's fine.
I did it for the bit. I was just joking. Obviously, I don't.
Okay.
I don't drink. I actually really don't drink that much anymore.
No,
but.
I know, that's great. Am
I bleeding, or is this wine? I'm bleeding. Go
Uh-oh.
on. It's probably from the corkscrew.
What was I gonna say? So, I'm like sort of. I don't want to like make it seem like I'm old, because I'm definitely not old. No way.
Yeah,
I'm young. Anyway, but I am getting to the point where it's like I want to wake up early on a Saturday and a Sunday and like be productive. So it's like an internal battle now. Like, do I want to stay out late and drink, or do I want to wake up early and be productive? Because you can't have both. You
can't have the late part. But you can find a balance in between, and that's kind of what I do. It's like I'm out till like 11.
And I think COVID like helped us realize that a lot too.
Absolutely,
like,
COVID helped me realize everything.
We don't have to be out till 4. No, that's just ridiculous.
I don't want to be out past midnight ever again. I'm fine with it.
I was like a couple weekends ago when everything finally opened back up. I was out and even like it was like 1:00 maybe, and I decided to go home. But even at 1:00, all of the kind of like shady type of people came out, and I was like, I don't even want to be around this kind of environment anymore. Yeah. So it's like,
I wonder. Now I want to talk to like my bartender friends and be like, are you even like staying open till 4? Like who's out at that point?
I think they are maybe for business, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, they might advertise that they will stay open till 4, but I'm wondering how many people are probably closing down early because like they can't even keep people in the bar that late.
Maybe,
you know?
I don't know, because I was just thinking too about like today. I was thinking about how many things that, like the types of things that we did to stay safe during COVID, like not breathing on someone's neck, like behind them in a line,
and it's all just gone away.
Yep, and like no one's washing their hands anymore.
So super funny, super funny. I've been out to a bar once since before COVID. And I went out for my brother Danny. My brother Danny's birthday was a few weekends ago, and we went out to Mother's for dinner.
Nice.
And then they were like, "All right, let's go to Frizzy's for a drink." And I'm just like, "All right, like here we go." Like I wasn't planning on being there. I didn't feel like going there, but we were right there. You know what I mean? And it was my brother's birthday, and I was having a good time. So I was like, "All right."
What brother?
Danny.
When was this?
A few weekends ago. His birthday.
Happy belated, Danny.
I'll let him know. His birthday is the day before the 4th. So.
Okay.
which is such a weird thing to say. Like, just say the 3rd. It's so much shorter.
Anyway.
But like it makes, like significantly, it makes more sense to say the day before the 4th.
Right.
So we go to Frizzy's, and as soon as I'm in there, I get a drink, and like a dude bumps into me. It wasn't even that busy in there. It's like early. It's like we just came from dinner, so it's like maybe 10.
Okay.
On a Friday night, and this dude bumps into me. You know what I mean? Like pretty aggressively. Like I have to take a step.
Like
and I'm
skin
like
to skin contact.
I mean, not skin to skin. I mean, probably shoulder to shoulder,
Okay.
like our shirts were on. But it was enough for me to be like, all right. Like, I'm done. I don't want to fucking be here. You know what I mean? And then they made their way to the corner, and I just like shimmied my way in the corner. I'm like, no one fucking come near me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it.
It was like Queen of Heaven was like.
Yeah.
And if you were under
I didn't get bumped into in Queen of Heaven though.
Well, if you were under the tent, you had no choice.
Yeah. So that's my I never go under the tent.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been going to Queen of Heaven since I turned 21.
It's probably best to not. It's like an incubator in there.
And it's also a high school reunion under there.
Yep.
So I just don't
Yeah.
Since 21 on, I literally do not go under that tent. I just stay on the outside, and I have my circle of people, and I only leave. And you're right.
I mean,
and you got the bathrooms, you got a beer line
for sure.
Yeah.
So, but even other than that, just like at bars or even at the grocery store, there were the little stickers on the ground where you would stand, and now those stickers aren't there.
Yeah.
And for a while, people were like, "Oh, I'm still going to maintain that distance," but it's like how quickly it went back to normal, or not even normal, just how quickly it went back to
just forgotten about.
I'm going to breathe on your neck.
Right. And now, like in LA County, they just said you have to wear masks indoors again because the Delta variant is out of control.
Really?
Now,
hear about that.
LA County is the most populated county in the United States. So,
oh boy.
It's going to be, that's going to be, if it's going to happen any place, it's going to be the first place it happens.
Before I came here, I was like, let's not talk about COVID. But
okay,
it just,
we don't have to.
No, it's fine. It's just like, it's going to happen. It's like, small talk with people. You're like, you're going to talk about the weather, but now it's like, oh, we're going to talk about
COVID. But it's hard to have COVID as small talk because you you don't know where people stand. And people get super upset about shit. Yeah. Like at my work, I didn't realize how polarizing even talking about being vaccinated is.
Uh-oh.
At my job, dude, it's pretty wild.
Yikes.
So at my job, they now said if you are vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask, but you have to prove you're not vaccinated, and you get a special badge onto your other badge that you already have. That's just got a green check mark on it, right? So it's all right, but everybody else still has to wear a mask. So if you don't have that extra badge, you have to be wearing a mask. Okay. And people are following that for the most part. But there's a lot of masks. There's a lot of people still wearing masks. So it's they're not vaccinated, and it's wow, there's a lot of people not vaccinated.
And that's another thing too. If you're not in a situation like that where it has to be very what am I trying to say? You really have to disclose whether or not you're vaccinated, for something like that when it's on your badge or whatever. But then just general public spaces.
Right. There's no rules.
And there's no way to tell.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. I saw an article title today that was New York State reassessing something as people are not following, unvaccinated people are not wearing masks or whatever. It's yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
You should have known that right off the jump that wasn't going to happen.
And I was this was yesterday. I was just driving around with my friend, and we saw people with masks on outside. And I was like,
right, and that's too much.
And I'm also just if I do see you with your mask on, I'm assuming that you're not vaccinated because that's how it's that's
the thing.
It's supposed to be. But however, some people are oh, I'm still going to be vaccinated and wear it. So
right, and those people are too much. That's too much. Figure it out. The people on this side who are I'm vaccinated and I'm still wearing a mask outside, come back in. All right, we're fine. Everything's fine. Everybody over here who's I'm not getting vaccinated or wearing a mask, come back in. We need to pull it. You know what I mean? You're it's like loose children. You know, you got to get a leash on and be hold on, come here. You know what I mean? Don't go to the candy aisle. Yeah, whatever. It is wild, but bringing it up at work, when they first said that, where it's all right, if you're unvaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask, and we would talk about it at work, and it just was everybody was on edge, and it was I'm not getting vaccinated, don't tell me what to do. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, shit. All right. I'm like, I just thought we were just like, I can't even bring it up.
Right.
You know, without people being like, I'm not getting vaccinated.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just like, okay. All right. Jesus, dude. Like, it's on you at this point. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck.
True.
You know?
It's
I did my point of being empathetic and caring throughout the whole thing. And now it's like, now you make a choice.
Right.
It is what it is.
Well,
Cole Beasley.
Who's that?
He's the Buffalo Bill player. Buffalo Bills player. Buffalo Bill. He's a football player.
I like sports.
Yeah, me too. He's like the biggest like anti-vaxxer in the world.
Is he the redhead?
He's like strawberry blonde, I would say.
Okay. I know. I've seen the memes.
Yeah.
I've seen the memes. Okay. I can picture him.
Yeah. He was like my favorite player too, of course.
And then my friend was saying yesterday.
I'm a Gabe Davis guy through and through. Sorry, go on.
You lost me.
I know. Wrong audience.
I was talking to my friend yesterday and she said that, okay, you can fact check me on this, that the Bills stadium now isn't going to check if you're vaccinated. Like if you're someone going to a game, it's not required.
I haven't seen anything on it, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know. But my friend was like, they should have held on to that like a little bit longer, like made it be required because it might have like got more people
vaccinated.
It.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Football fans are the toughest group to deal with in the world. You know what I mean? Like, remember one time, like when a black guy got down on a knee and everybody got up in arms? It was like, that didn't go over well. So asking them to do something for the greater good is not really their strong suit.
Facts.
You know?
Anyway, sports. But hey. So, how do you like this wine?
It's really good. What is it?
A Bordeaux.
Roche Terrier. Roche.
Terrier.
Gotta get my buddy Zoobs on the phone.
Maybe.
He's a
I don't
sommelier.
know. I'm not. It's French.
Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Did you take French or Spanish in school?
Spanish.
Yeah, same.
And I am. Did I tell you I'm going to Mexico?
No.
Next week. Anyway.
Thanks for telling me.
So I'm going to Mexico next week, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on the Duolingo app. You know that app?
No.
Well,
you travel internationally. I do not.
Oh my God, this is an amazing segue because you told me you want to talk about traveling.
All right. Well, Thanks for telling everybody my plans.
Anyway, so I'm going to Mexico. I'm going to Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, my parents go there all the time. I think that's where they might have gotten that thing.
No, it says Cozumel on it.
Is that a place?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then they got it there.
It's hot in here. So let's go back to rewind back to the wine for a second.
Okay.
Okay, so this is French. No, I did not take French in high school. However, I did ballet growing up, and that has some French words in it. And I feel like there's some French. I think if you took Spanish too, some French is still easy to read.
They both derive from Latin and are in the Romance languages.
Right. So anyway, I downloaded the Duolingo app, which is like a really user-friendly app for learning another language.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to learn French because I never took it and I want to like try it. And then I was like, oh, I'm also going to like start from like the first level or whatever in Spanish because I'm going to Mexico and I want to like freshen up my Spanish.
Sure.
And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. And like, I can't remember, but on the app, if you like, you have to keep like a streak going. Like you have to like go on to it and practice every day.
Oh, okay,
and you
gotcha.
get like a streak or something.
Sure.
And I was like, I'm going to do this. I am going to like go out every day. I went on it one time.
Yeah,
I went on it one day and I have not gone on it since. And I get emails, I get notifications.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what happened here?
So what's so
I was
funny?
so determined to freshen, whatever.
Similarly, I tried to do the same thing with Headspace,
So embarrassing.
which is the meditation app, which I pay for.
We can have a separate discussion about Headspace.
But in the same thing, I like it's the streak, right? And I'm like, because I mean, maybe you don't, but I know that if I get a good streak of meditation going, I bet my anxiety is going to be pretty subsided. You know what I mean? I'm going to have pretty good control over where I'm at mentally if I meditated every day, you know? And the highest streak I've gotten is maybe like 3 or 4. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to turn. So after that did you watch the Social Dilemma documentary on Netflix?
I'm like familiar. Like,
yeah, I had. It's really good. I highly recommend it.
They talked about streaks on it or something like that.
Well, just
right?
like what the techniques apps do to keep you using them.
Okay.
But so after I watched that, I went through and turned up my notifications off for everything.
Okay.
Because I wanted to like stay off everything.
Yeah.
So
I've done that for like social media ones before.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had notifications on for social media in forever. So, turned off notifications for pretty much everything besides like, like messaging and like whatever. And so I was like, all right, if I turn the notifications on for Headspace, I'm more likely. Mm-hmm. And I just clear the notification every single morning. It notifies me. It's like great time to meditate. I'm like, nah.
That kind of reminds me of my Apple Watch, how it tells me to breathe. And like when I first got my Apple Watch, I was like, okay, every time it says breathe, I'm going to do the, slow meditative breathing every time. And now when it comes on, I'm just like, bye. Like I exit out of it immediately. Yeah. I don't know why we do that. Someone's got to have a psychological explanation for that.
For why we turn it off?
Or just like why we give up on things so quickly when we are like determined. And it's just like these little things too. It's not like it's like a huge goal, but it's just like a little thing.
Yeah.
Like the Duolingo thing. I was like, I remember I was having dinner with my family.
I think it's because it's so easy.
Probably.
It's so easy to say no to. You know what I mean? It's like going to the gym.
But it's like I'm on my phone though.
Right.
Like I'm on Instagram and I can look at Instagram, but I can't open.
But Instagram's so much more appealing to us than doing anything else.
I guess. But then now I'm going to be upset next week when I'm in Mexico and I didn't go forward with my
fuck it.
My goal.
Hola.
Okay, no. I mean, I'm pretty good.
Hola.
Pretty good. Okay, I don't want to like be offensive, but I think I'm pretty good at Spanish. Like,
why would that be offensive?
Because someone might say like, "Please, you're not good at all" or something. Like you don't know any Spanish, but I feel like I know some Spanish.
Okay.
Not whatever. But
I think I know what you were getting at, and I think you're overthinking that.
But I don't know. I feel like also there's different like. I just don't want to sound uneducated, I guess, when I'm talking about this.
All right.
But there's just like I don't know, different kind of like in English. There's different ways of speaking English. There's different ways of speaking Spanish depending on like where you are. Mm-hmm. Just like the dialect.
Yeah,
I
of course.
Guess.
Yeah. In Spain they do the lisp. I remember that.
There's like a urban legend. Have you ever heard of the urban legend why there's a lisp? It was like the king of Spain.
Oh yeah,
had
they wanted
a lisp.
to like imitate it to like out of respect.
I don't know if that's true. Someone can fact check that.
I feel like that was true. Like I feel like I don't know if that was an urban legend. I feel like that was like a real.
I don't know.
Who knows?
But I think when you learn Spanish in high school, at least like where we went to high school, they most likely teach. They more so teach like the Mexican dialects.
Yeah, because that's more likely where we're gonna end up.
Or like the Latin American kind of dialects too.
Sure.
So I'm like, and I can read Spanish way better than I can listen or speak.
Yeah, I feel like I still have a good grasp on Spanish. Like I can use context clues. I feel like to figure out a lot. How far did you take Spanish into school? I took it like till like the required, which is like after your regents, you're good.
I think same.
Yeah.
I think yeah me too. But I've never been to Mexico, so I'm really excited to go. It's Puerto Vallarta it's not like a Punta Cana type of thing. It's not like
I've been to Punta Cana.
You have?
Yeah.
Isn't that in Mexico?
No, it's in the Dominican Republic.
Oh.
Yeah.
God.
Basically the same. I mean, it's right next to it.
Remember you were like, "Oh, we're gonna talk about how so well traveled you are." And
that's literally the only place I've ever been besides Canada is the Dominican Republic. Besides that, I've not been anywhere else internationally.
I should have known that too because my sister was just there.
There you go.
In Punta Cana.
Yeah, anyway. Punta Cana and Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, I was thinking of Cancun.
Place. Yes, Cancun. Yeah.
That's in Mexico, and that's like you go to just be on a resort, like an all-inclusive
That's
resort.
like the first city I think of when I think of Mexico is Cancun.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. Probably because my parents went there a lot.
Probably. Or think of just like Mexico City, like the capital.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And
that's
I'm pretty sure there's also a city called Chihuahua.
Whoa, that's sick.
Anyway, so I should have. Okay, so number one, I should have kept going with Duolingo, and number two, I should probably like research a little bit about Mexico before I go, or at least the city. Yeah. But I do know that Puerto Vallarta is like, it's not a resort type of. It's like one of the bigger cities. It's on the Pacific Ocean.
Wait, where are you going?
Puerto Vallarta.
Is that what you said the first time?
Yep. What do you think I said?
I thought I'm going to mix something up. I thought Puerto Vallarta was in the Dominican Republic as well. No. But okay, good.
That's in Mexico. It's on the Pacific coast.
This shows how, dude, geography is my worst subject. I was a straight A student.
I like to think I'm good at it.
Is terrible.
But I don't.
I feel like I know the geography of Buffalo very well. I take pride in that.
You do.
Most people don't.
Well, true. You're right. Yeah. Some people don't.
Like you could lay me out a map and I can I feel like I could do a pretty good job of like getting most of the towns.
Yeah. I met someone recently.
In the neighborhoods.
I was at Delaware Park, like Coit Lake, and I met someone. Well, there was someone there that within our group of people who was like, how far back does like the park go? Like, because we were standing like by the lake, and I was like, how far back does the park go? And I was like, like maybe like a mile, like not even maybe from where we were. And he goes, he's like, oh, cool. And I'm like, have you never like been here before? He's like, no. And then I was like, so like, are you from around here? He's like, yeah, I live like 10 minutes away.
Whoa.
And I was like, whoa.
I didn't go to Delaware Park for the first time till like a few years ago, probably.
Well, I mean, you don't live 10 minutes away.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I don't know. It was just like one of those things where it's like, dang, like you don't even.
I guess I can't say that either because I went to like the zoo as a kid, which is in Delaware Park, and I went to like Music is Art was right behind Albright Knox, which was basically.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Delaware Park, yeah.
Exactly where it is.
Yeah, but like, I've never went. Like, I remember. I think I went. I don't even remember why I went. I went for
the Goo Goo Dolls.
That was the same. That was where Albright Knox. That was right behind Albright Knox. No, I went to like what I'm saying the first time I ever like experienced Delaware Park as a thing. Besides that, was what is that fucking? There's a 5K that gets run there, the Corporate Challenge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I
can't catch me there.
Yeah, well, yeah, I wouldn't expect you to be there, but obviously at the job that I have, one of the biggest corporations in Buffalo, they were big on it. So that was
Wait,
was
did
like
you do it?
I signed up for it, and I just went for the free drinks.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like open bar. So
good for you.
So I went with full intentions of running, and then was like, there's the beer's here, you know.
But it's at Delaware Park.
Yeah, and like in the park, you know, and that was my first like experience of it, maybe like 2 years ago. That was my first time being like, this is Delaware Park.
Well, bringing up COVID again. When there was nothing to do, I went to the park a lot.
I feel like a lot of people
did.
And
I would walk like the whole thing. Like Hoyt Lake, like I would like start there.
I did that recently.
And I would go like, I don't know what street it is, like up Nottingham. I don't know if that's
I don't know
the
any
street.
of the streets over there.
And then I would go like to like I'd walk the whole park like by the zoo, and then I'd make my way back, and it's a really nice. I don't know, maybe like 3 miles. I don't know. It's a nice walk.
I did it. Like I want to say May or June. I was like, you know, it was just starting to get really nice out, and it was a really nice day, and I met some friends for breakfast at Remedy House. Yeah, the best.
I love Remedy House.
I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, if I'm gonna get a sponsorship by this show, I want it to be like some like local like coffee shop.
What's your go-to Remedy House order? We are
so I get
digressing, but whatever.
No, it's fine. Remedy House rules, and everybody should go there.
Facts.
And most people who listen to this are probably familiar with Remedy House, but I go and I get a medium cold brew, or I don't know if they do medium. It might be a small or large type kind of place.
Sizes.
Yeah, so I do the large cold brew then, and then I get the egg on a roll with bacon, and that's it. I don't do anything else.
I get the egg on a roll with bacon too. I mean,
do you get the garlic aioli though?
No, I got it once.
Yeah, same. It was good, but I don't want it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the hot sauce?
Is it special hot sauce?
Well, it's green. It's a really interesting color. One time they gave it to me. Well, I don't know.
Like a Taco Bell? It's the most. If anybody who works at Remedy House is listening to this, they're probably, well, what the fuck, dude?
It's like
just compare us to Taco
foam.
Bell.
It has like a foamy texture. It's really interesting. But
like
they
that.
gave. I asked for it on the side, and so they gave it to me on the side. And you expect hot sauce to be like red, so I look at it, and I'm like, what the heck is this? But I tasted it and was like, oh, this is hot sauce. I tried. It was good. But you're right. The egg on a roll with just the bacon is
perfect. It's perfect.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. I love it.
I like how it like is buttery. You know, like the bread. I don't know
great.
if it's butter or not, but it's really good. And then, but my drink. Do you want to like take a guess?
Yeah, I know what you get.
What do I get?
You get a like iced vanilla latte or some shit like that.
Ooh, yes. But what's special about it?
You probably get a flavor shot of some sort.
You said vanilla already.
Oh, okay.
Iced vanilla latte. But what's special about it? Anyone who ever reads or looks at my Instagram stories and the memes I post on there will know. Think like basic. Like, oh, you get this in your coffee, but
whipped cream or something?
No. It's like, oh, you get this in your coffee, but you're putting cream cheese on your bagel. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, you oat milk or something? Oh, okay.
Ever seen those like memes or TikToks? It's about like people who get oat milk in their lattes, but then get cream cheese on their bagel.
Not, but
or like egg.
I get the sentiment.
Egg cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Vanilla is just when I'm feeling like a little saucy.
Yeah.
But like I won't always get vanilla. Most of the time I do.
Yeah. I have I don't even know, an agreement, I suppose, with a girl that I work with who sits across from me because we now are hybrid in the office, right? So I go on Tuesdays, Thursdays. So on Tuesdays, I get us coffee, and Thursdays, she gets us coffee. So on Tuesdays, I go to Overwinter in Williamsville. Shout out John Vaughn.
I went there recently, and I didn't see John, but I saw Andrew. Shout out Andrew.
Andrew's gotten a few shout outs on this podcast.
Nice.
But yeah, so I go there. I get my iced Americano there. And then and my friend who I work with gets a iced
you
latte
work right by there
with coconut or oat milk.
Nice.
Yeah.
Coconut.
I think it was coconut milk. Maybe she
coconut
gets
is good
milk.
too.
No, I'm not gonna remember. And tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go get her coffee. I'm gonna be like, I don't remember what she orders because I'm gonna be thinking of yours.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I went to that
totally
Overwinter. Overwinter also has a really, really good iced latte too. Overwinter.
Yeah. Yeah, it got too hot in here and the CPU cut off again. That keeps happening. I'm finding it more and more in the summer months when I do it in here. So I'm just going to turn the fan on.
Or it's just me.
So I'm just going to turn the fan on and hope that it helps.
The fan feels good. Hopefully.
It's not, I mean, it doesn't seem to be too bad in the video, and the delay is not too bad, and you can't hear it too much. So I'm just going to leave it on. And
I don't hear it at all.
This will be a good test to know if I can do this going forward.
I get it.
It's there,
I'm
but
just
it's really
a guinea pig.
Okay. We were talking about Overwinter's iced latte, and I'm not a latte person, but their chai latte, iced chai latte
lattes are good.
is fire. Absolutely fire. It's like $8 though.
It's okay. We support local business.
I support them as much as I can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. This wine is super good though. I'm glad I liked it.
Someone's gone.
I was nervous, but I knew it was going to be red and
dry. You were
dry.
nervous?
Huh?
You were nervous?
I was nervous I wasn't going to like it because I was unfamiliar with Bordeaux.
Well, I guess we could go back into a topic on
traveling.
Wine.
Oh, okay.
Well, the wine one will be short. Like I wasn't really into drinking wine until post college for sure.
Same.
I know that there's some people who in college were really into like boxed wine.
Busch Light. Oh.
That and like boxed wine.
Yeah.
Like that was a big thing. And then I think actually another good segue, started drinking more wine when I went abroad. And also earlier while I was driving thinking about what we were going to talk about, I was like, I don't want to sound like one of those people who's like, that one time I studied abroad. Like, you know those memes?
Yeah. Who cares?
I do.
Just talk about it. You know what I mean?
Well, I know, but
this
I'm always afraid.
Hold on. Let's clear the air here. This is a judgment-free zone. You are allowed to talk about any experience that you've ever been on. Studying abroad is not a cringy thing to do.
I agree.
You know?
But
all right. So in the break there, I told you about that TikTok I saw that says, don't kill the part you cringe at, kill the part that cringes.
Okay.
Be who you are. You are a person who studied abroad, and there's no judgment in that.
Okay. Well, I drank. I remember. Well, I started drinking wine more before I studied abroad, but when I first started drinking wine, it was mostly white wine. I think just because it was like
sweet and easy,
sweet, and like you could make it cold, and it wasn't like weird to make it cold. Like if I put an ice cube in this, people would be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
But I could put an ice cube in white wine sometimes, and it would be like more socially acceptable, I guess. But then when I went abroad, I was like, I can't go to these certain cities and not have this certain type of like red wine, you know? So like before I went abroad, I was like, okay, I'm going to like start drinking more like red wine. And now I like all wine, except for like, I don't really like anything that's too sweet.
Yeah,
and I think you've talked about wine on a podcast already. So I don't know if I want to get to.
I've never drank wine on the podcast, so.
Cheers.
I did the wine karaoke with Erica. Remember that?
Oh yes. Yes.
Erica and I did the wine karaoke, which was
that
fun.
was iconic.
Yeah, great song.
Do you know that one meme that's a video of Lady Gaga that's like fabulous, amazing? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, I'll show you later. That's what I'm thinking of. But it was awesome.
Yeah, I want to do that more.
Not with me.
With like but with I don't know, just friends that are singers, you know. But that's the thing with Erica is like she's a fucking amazing singer, but like,
she was great.
Yeah, but she never wants to sing in front of people
until
right.
Wine
and then
is
she's
involved.
like, let's drink a bottle of wine, and then she's
and
like,
then
let's
that went
record.
on the internet. Like that's there.
Right. Yeah,
forever.
and she was fine with that. She's fine with
Good.
that. Yeah, I asked her before I posted it.
Nice.
I wasn't like malicious about it, you know.
But no, this stuff is good. I was gonna go somewhere with this, but no, I enjoy it. It's like, I don't know, it's simple, classy, easy, but I try not to get
just like me.
Cheers. If I can't drink it, I'm gonna like spit it out.
Yeah, don't do that. These are expensive microphones.
Anywho. Do you know who Carly Aquilino is?
Yeah, we went and saw her together.
Oh my god. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Anyway, she has
I think about that a lot. She
has a podcast.
Of course she does.
Called Secret Keepers Club.
Oh,
and
I like
I
that.
tell everybody about it because it's so funny.
I'm like that too. When I find a podcast I really like, I tell everybody.
And it's just
I'm like,
her.
Please listen to that so I can talk to somebody about it.
It's just her. Like no guests. And
I like comedians who can do that.
And like she starts off the show with like celebrity news / personal news that's just like hilarious. Like her commentary is so funny.
Yeah.
And then she does like people send her emails. She gives advice on them, and she also has like this little segment called Shit Crappens, and it's like like stories just like people shitting in just like bad circumstances and like not in like just going to the bathroom, but like having an accident type of situation.
Okay.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
And everybody should go listen to it. And she's from she's from New York. I think she's from Staten Island, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Do you know she used to date Pete Davidson?
I believe that, yeah.
And she was actually she had like a little cameo in that King of Staten Island movie. Did you see that?
I did see that. I don't remember her in it.
She was like one of the friends that was like in the basement.
Oh, okay.
Or some, I don't know if it was a basement.
Yeah.
But she was in it. But for anybody listening, she was also the redhead in Girl Code on MTV. I think that's her most recognizable.
Yeah. There's a lot of people from Girl Code and Guy Code are like doing very well.
Guy Code.
Yeah. Well, it was a lot of the same people.
Guy Code do
I watched
well?
both. Yeah.
How many seasons did it have?
I don't know.
I think Girl Code was more successful.
Maybe. I don't know. They were both on at the same time.
I
watched both of them.
I always just forget Guy Code existed. But
Yeah.
Girl Code, it was funny. And no, the comedians on Girl, like, do you know Aquafina?
I thought Guy Code was first.
I don't know.
I can look it up, but I don't care that much.
Do you
They
know
were both
who
good. I liked both of them a
Aquafina
lot.
is?
No.
I think
You know, like internet people better than I do.
I wouldn't say she's an internet person, but I'm
Okay.
pretty sure she won like
Sounds like
a
an
Golden
internet person.
Globe or some sort of award.
Maybe I do.
don't know. Another fact check here. I wish you had like a third person. Like maybe one day you'll have a third person behind
I talk
who
about it
like
all the
looks
time,
stuff
how
up.
I wish I had like a producer, like somebody to like handle all of this. And like, you know, when there's technical issues can take care of it. And,
or like
and
when
look
we're
stuff
talking
up for
about
me.
something that we're a little bit ignorant about,
They can bring it up. Yeah.
Look it up.
It would be great. However, I don't make any money doing this. This actually costs me money.
Oh,
and
we'll get there.
And I know this is how you got to start. And it would be so much to ask somebody to like dedicate that much time to listening in on a conversation nobody wants to listen to anyway. Yeah, I know. I should do like an internship. Offer an internship.
Yeah.
With like college credits.
I don't know if it would be like credited, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I can figure it out. Just
anyway,
get a drunk college kid to come in here and look this up for me. Just sit him in that chair in the corner.
Well, on Reddit, it
with
says.
a tablet. Just like, yeah.
But anyway, listen to that podcast. But now I feel kind of weird. Like, I've never written in, but she seems like the type of person who, she's not like, I don't know how to word it. She's not getting thousands of emails a week. Like, I feel like she stays on top of her emails and tries to read like literally every single one on her podcast. And so I've never written to her, but now I feel kind of weird like giving it away, because what if I do write it to her?
I've tried writing into podcasts,
but it's anonymous and secret. But I'm just afraid if I give too much, people will be like, oh, I know she listens to this, so it's got to be her.
Every podcast that I listen to that like does that, I've like written into for the most part, and I've never gotten anything read. So actually, one time I tweeted into a podcast and they read my tweet on there, but it's like it was very niche. It was like there's this podcast called My Mom's Basement, and it's the only
with
Robbie Fox. It's a Barstool podcast.
What's the Tom Segura one?
Your Mom's House. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is My Mom's Basement, which is a Barstool podcast, which I know like I would never go near anything with a Barstool label, but I really do like this podcast because they're just Marvel nerds. They're Marvel nerds. They're Star Wars nerds. They're pop punk nerds. This dude Robbie Fox, who runs the show, he's in my opinion, like the saving grace of Barstool. But also like it makes me so mad because that's how good Barstool is at what they do.
I mean, yeah,
they're almost unavoidable.
Success.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're almost unavoidable because they like, as much as you want to shit on what Barstool does, like they have something for everybody.
They sure do.
And My Mom's Basement pulled me right in, and I'm like, fuck. Now I'm sitting here supporting Barstool. You know what I mean? And I hate Dave Portnoy with a passion, but
I like Chicks in the Office.
Right. There's something for everybody with Barstool. It's crazy.
Have you ever listened to that one? Probably not.
No, I no.
It's just like sometimes if it's on, like I like
a lot of like the Barstool TikToks, like the Barstool people who have TikToks show up on my feed sometimes, and they are so funny.
Right.
Like,
yeah, some of them are.
I mean?
Yeah, some of them are, and then others are just like, yee.
So it's hard to hate it as an entire entity.
Right, but they do very well, so you got to give them credit, I guess. But
I that was the podcast that I tweeted into, and Robbie read my tweet on. So shout out Robbie Fox from
My
Mom's Basement. He also is like a huge like pop punk fan, which is cool. He has like dudes from like pop punk bands and emo bands like on his podcast sometimes, which is cool to like promote their albums.
I was gonna ask you, what other like podcasts do you listen to?
Dude, I listen to podcasts more than I listen to music now.
Really?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Through the pandemic, that changed. I don't know. I'm way more interested in like what people have to say. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I do love what's so funny is there are people who like despise podcasts like as an entire thing.
Well, didn't you and I talk about, or I saw you talking to somebody about how both of us cannot get into horror podcasts?
Murder podcasts. The true crime podcast. Yeah, not for me.
Me neither.
Yeah.
And I've tried.
Yeah, I am more into like I'm either into like comedians, like because I love I love stand-up comedy. So I listen to a lot of comedians podcasts. I've been listening to mainly Mark Normand and Sam Morrell have a podcast called We Might Be Drunk, which is where they just drink and they're both New York comedians, and they're just talk about nothing basically. But what I like about that podcast, it's a very niche podcast. They go into like, bits they're working on and like, shows they played and going over that and kind of stuff, so it's like very for people who are into stand-up comedy,
Right.
But I listen to Two Bears, One Cave, which is Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. I listen to, but then I listen to, there's this one I've been listening to, which is 60 Songs That Explain the 90s. That's like an active podcast right now where every week it's a new song. I listened to the Semi-Charmed Life one today by Third Eye Blind. It was a really good episode. So I like, music podcasts and yeah, I was listening to like a few NPR podcasts I've kind of faded out from.
Sometimes news just can become overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, I was big on like, I would listen to the New York Times Daily.
Yep.
And I would listen to NPR up first, and I get the New York Times Daily newsletter, and that's how I started my morning. Right. I would make coffee, I would listen to these podcasts, I would read the news, and at this point I'm just like, dude, I can't right now. No,
sometimes I need a break from the news. It can be like you wake up and you want to like start your day on a good note, and it's like, here's the statistics for how many people died today.
Right. Yeah, like, for real. And you know what? And that's kind of what it is things are kind of really bad right now, like on all fronts. And I'm just like, I just need it. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, man. I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I'm going to do.
For work, I would have like a 30-minute commute-ish. So, and it's like early in the morning when I would drive to work. It'd be like not even 7 o'clock yet.
And you listen to New York Times?
Well, I would. Those sometimes I would, but I know, but sometimes I'd be like nodding off at the wheel. Yeah. Just because it's just like, so now I have to listen to things that are funny. I usually like to find funny things, or honestly, mostly funny, or just like personalities on podcasts, because it keeps me awake and like laughing. Yeah. That's what I need.
Yeah. Right. That's how I am for comedians podcasts. I mean, I was big on Chris D'Elia's podcast for a long time. I don't listen to him anymore. Obviously, he's still doing it, but
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, not for me. I know some people who are still listening to it, and I'm just like, it's just like, I don't know,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna touch that, but
well, I was to say, like, you, for example, your podcast, like, you have such an array of guests, so sometimes I'm listening to it and I'm like so enveloped in like some deep conversation that you're having with somebody, and I'm like having so many like spiritual awakenings, for lack of a better word. Then other times I'm like crying, laughing. Yeah. So it's like a good mix. I feel like.
Wow, thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
That's what I go for. I kind of like the idea. Not that like. Not to give any credit to Joe Rogan. I understand why he's not, what he's supposed to, whatever. I feel like I'm always talking about him, and I don't want to be. But what I like about Joe Rogan's podcast is that there's nobody who listens. I mean, there are people probably who listen to him religiously, but for the most part, normal people, you're only going to listen to him when it's a guest that you want to hear from.
Yeah, the only time I've ever listened to him was with, take a guess.
Miley Cyrus.
Yep.
Yeah. Great episode.
It was.
Great episode. But that's how, you know what I mean? But that's kind of like, there are some people who listen to my podcast every week.
Shout out to those people.
Cullen Dedrick for sure is one of them. Shout out Pat Walker.
Shout out. Oh my God. I haven't seen Pat in so long.
I see Pat. Oh my God. There's a
hey Pat, hope you're doing well.
There's a running joke on this podcast that Pat Walker gets mentioned on every episode at some point. And it never fails.
I mean, hey.
I mean, he's one of my closest friends, so.
I'm glad that you guys are still friends.
Of course, yeah.
Not that you would not be friends, but
I was telling my mom the other day, because my mom has now gotten close with Pat.
Love that.
Right, same. And so, like, my mom loves Pat, so she brings him up all the time. And I was telling her about how when we were in Fredonia, and and him and I had first started getting really close, and he was working at bartending at BJ's. Mm-hmm. Every time I would go in to visit him, like the regulars at BJ's would be like, "Oh, Pat's boyfriend's here," So
and
I loved that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and I loved that. I was like, "Yeah, I am Pat's boyfriend." Yeah. I loved that joke. But yeah, so I guess shout out Pat Walker. There you go, bud.
Like, so he'll listen to this?
He will. He listens to every episode. Yeah, and so does Cullen.
Can I'm going to put it to the test. So both of you guys, if you're listening to this, you have to send me a message on any social media platform of your choice. Just send me a random GIF That's it. No context. I'm just gonna test that.
Okay, I like that.
And they're gonna send me a random GIF of any kind. Let's make it a competition. So Colin and Pat, whoever can send me the funnier GIF, wins.
Just wins.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll announce the winner after.
And then they'll be on another podcast in the future where you'll announce the winner.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
The winner
Okay.
can be your guest, whoever comes first.
Whoa.
So under my discretion. So I'm gonna
letting
pick
you run
the
with
winner.
this. I
I'm
like
gonna
this.
pick the winner.
Yeah.
Whoever sends me the funnier GIF, no context, one GIF only. Doesn't matter who comes first.
And who picks who's fun?
I do.
You pick if it's funnier. Okay.
So I'm gonna pick who has the funnier GIF. So also be creative because some social media platforms have different GIF selections. So I think Twitter has the best GIF selections.
I use the Giphy, Giphy.
Oh.
I use the Giphy add-on in my keyboard on iOS. And I use that on everything.
It's up to them.
Yeah.
They're gonna decide what the funniest GIF, no context. I guess you guys think about what I'm gonna find funny, right? So I don't know.
You mentioned something about Lady Gaga already, so
I don't know. No Lady Gaga.
I'm gonna move on from this.
Okay, but whatever.
There are definitely more people who listen to it every week as well. But I always get feedback from those two. Which I appreciate. So there's definitely more people. So I'm sorry if you didn't get mentioned. But
are you gonna do a second? Is there gonna be a designated second season?
Yes, I was actually thinking about this today. So my plan is to do season 1 up until I go on tour.
Okay.
Which is in November, and then.
Wait, you're going on tour?
Oh, so you don't listen to the podcast?
I mean, I'm a little behind.
I was just busting your balls.
I'm a little bit behind.
Yes, I'm tour managing for Super American.
Oh. Okay. No, I knew that. I knew that. I thought you meant you post prom was going on tour.
Oh, no. That's not going to happen.
It will.
No. We're not. We're not even trying to.
But it will.
But we don't want to.
Okay. Anyway, so you're going on tour. I knew that. I definitely knew that.
Super American is so. I am a person who wants to tour. Post prom, we decided as a band. We are fine just trying to be a semi-regional success, and we're good with that.
Yeah.
We're just writing songs for the sake of writing songs, and doing the cover band thing every once in a while.
Awesome.
Super American is my chance to tour, so I'm tour managing.
That's awesome.
And guitar teching for them.
And when does that start?
We leave November 11th and come back December 19th.
Okay, cool. That'll be awesome. So how are you? Are you working?
I am working from the road.
Good for you.
It's going to be tough. Shout out my boss
for being boss.
He's an old school punk who is super cool. And
that's so cool. You know, that's one of the benefits of all of this remote.
Exactly.
You know.
Right. Yeah. If the pandemic never happened, I would have never been able
to
be let to go on tour. But because of it, So shout out my boss. Shout out COVID, I guess. I wish I didn't say that. But yes, going on tour. So the season was going to end before I go on tour, and then we'll start up at some point when I get back. Probably 2022. I'll wait.
That's really cool. Do you think you'll have I was thinking when I do listen to your podcast, you don't have a little jingle intro. You should get one.
I know. And I could probably make one, which is hilarious. I have been told that I need to get some sort of song or something to start it out with. Some sort of
intro.
Yeah.
And a sponsor?
Yeah. Sponsors is the next move for sure. I got to keep growing with it.
Yeah, you will.
I'm getting there. I get more and more each week. My TikTok clips have been doing pretty well. Mm-hmm. Specifically the one with Greg Kolb where we were talking about MGK. Yes. That one did really well.
And it was funny.
So I try to do that every time. I thought the Ben one was really good. Where we were talking about.
I watched it.
Okay.
The penis shaped rockets. Yes.
Come on, it was funny.
It was.
Yeah.
That's why I remember it.
Yeah. Right. So we did that one, and I thought that was going to do really well. It didn't do that well, but
I'll give it some reviews.
Thanks. But the Charlie one's doing well too. Talking about.
Oh yeah. I agree with Charlie on that.
I know, but he's wrong. I get it. I understand. Listen, your argument makes sense. To say Terry, elementary.
Also, when you guys started talking, okay, just a follow up on this, we don't have to stay on this topic forever, but when you guys started talking about documentary.
Yeah.
Do people say documentary? Do people say that?
I've never heard that.
Documentary. Because when you guys started, when you went
it's elementary.
Right. So that I was thinking, are they going to say documentary?
Yeah. No, documentary.
Or document. I say.
Even though it's the same ending.
However, I guess I disagree with Charlie then on I say documentary.
Right.
Or I just say like, no, I don't really say doc. I was going to say, I don't say that.
I say, I refer to the podcast as the pod all the time.
Me too.
Okay, good.
I've been saying
I feel
that
weird
too.
about it. I'm like, does that sound weird if I say that to people? But it's just like, I don't know. It's just
but
easier to
it
call
makes me
it
think
that.
of those things. You know those things with the salt water that people go in to
meditate?
the
sensory pods. Yeah. I've wanted to do one of those forever.
Not me.
Oh, okay.
I think I will freak out if I go into one of those.
You don't meditate ever or anything?
Wait, we were supposed to talk about this like a while ago.
Okay, well, here we go.
Yeah, even you were talking about headspace.
Yeah.
I think I sent you this TikTok once of, I feel like everything that I say is like just based on a meme or a TikTok or something that I heard.
And that's okay.
But I heard.
It's completely fine to do that.
I saw a TikTok of this guy who, I think it was like a trend of some audio or whatever. But basically and the people in the comments were talking about how they hear so much about how awesome meditating is and how beneficial it is. But for people who have super active minds, and it's really hard for people to really, truly relax and focus on one thing.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
Me too.
Yeah.
And that meditating almost is even more frustrating because you can't. At
first.
Because you try and do it and you're like, I suck at this. I can't relax. It makes you even more frustrated and more anxious.
Yeah,
and
meditation is not an easy thing to get into. It's not. It takes work. As crazy as it sounds, that just sitting there,
right?
Essentially.
I guess I try to relate it to like working out. Like working out isn't easy. It's a complete at first.
Yeah, and technically it is the same thing. You are doing mental exercise by doing it.
Yeah.
But it is actually, I would look at it like that because working out is hard.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like you have to put your body through all of the stress to see results. Yeah. It's the same thing with meditation. You have to, it's going to be uncomfortable at first. It's going to be weird at first. There's going to be so much ego involved. And that's the whole point of it. Like, you know what I mean? Is like to separate yourself from your ego for a second, to separate yourself and just be as hippie-ish as it sounds, be just one with everything around you. That's what it is. It's just getting in touch with your environment through just focus and breathing. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. And it's unbelievably beneficial.
Honestly, all the power into the people who do it. And I'm honestly jealous of people who are really good at meditating and who like wake up in the morning and it's the first thing that they do.
Yes,
like,
I mean, I'm not there.
I would love to be able to do that.
I was at a point. I was doing it for a while. But I got to a point where I had to.
Yeah.
Like I literally didn't know what else to do through the pandemic, you know what I mean? But I also had Kaya here, and Kaya teaches meditation, does Reiki, and is a psychotherapist, a holistic psychotherapist, and is all about mindfulness. So she's trained in all these things. So I was very lucky to have her, and she kind of, helped me a lot with that. But
so yeah, but speaking of working out, I started. This is kind of off a different topic.
That's okay.
Have you ever heard of F45? To be honest,
I feel like I've seen it.
To be honest, I don't know what the F stands for. I'm going to guess fitness. That would make sense.
Okay.
F45 is like a interval circuit training type workout program.
Like CrossFit?
I'm not really knowledgeable enough about CrossFit to say if it's similar or not, but
anytime I hear high intensity, that's just what I assume it is. But I literally don't know.
But F45 is like, it's not a local thing. It's like all across the country, and I know Canada has it.
So it's just a type of workout?
I would say it's more so the name of the company, the name of the program.
Okay, gotcha.
But they have different places, like in Buffalo. Like the one I'm going to is F45 at Black Rock. So it's like...
That's the name of it?
F45 is the name of the program.
But the location
Black
is called...
Rock. Do you know where Black Rock is?
I know Black Rock, like the neighborhood, yes.
So it's on Chandler.
Yeah.
So that's where so that's where I have been going because I signed up for this 7-day trial. It's for free. but I know there's one that just opened in Orchard, like right by Dow in Orchard Park.
Oh.
Like, do you know that new building?
Yeah. Yep.
It's
I know exactly
right.
what you're
It's
talking
right
about.
in there.
Where the bike store is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's right in there, and I think there's some others in like Hamburg, Williamsville, or something. But because of this, you can go for 7 days, and it's not an affordable program. I don't think. Like, it's pretty expensive. But it's 7 days for free, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the 7 days before I go to Mexico just to do it.
There you go.
And I'm on day 3, and I am sore.
Yeah.
It is tough. And like, I consider myself to be pretty active. Like, I go to indoor cycling
quite often.
Shout out Revolution Buffalo. They're awesome.
Shout out Revolution Buffalo.
If you like indoor cycling, or they have other stuff too, but anyway.
Sponsor my podcast.
They might. So they're cool. I really like going there, and they actually have been doing their cycling classes at Seneca One.
Oh, cool.
Like, they have this, they call it the clubhouse. It's like this building outside of Seneca One, like in a little courtyard area, which has been really awesome. But trying at 45 today, and it's intense. But I would recommend it for anyone who's really like trying to get just like really work hard. Like,
so how long is it? Like, how long do you do an F45 for?
Guess.
90 days.
Well, no. Well, I was thinking you would like how long is one class?
Oh, 45 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Except for like, Saturdays.
Is there like a...
I don't think so.
Is it like a 30-day thing? Or
no, I think you can do it in any schedule that you want. It's interesting because like every day is like a different type of exercise. Like, it's a different schedule. Like, some days it's like strength, cardio, upper body, lower body.
Yeah. Cool.
Whatever. And so I started it on Saturday, and it was the hybrid class, which is a mix of cardio and strength. And when I went there, I kind of went blind. Like, I really didn't know anything about it at all, except some YouTuber that I watch like goes to it. So that's...
I wanted to talk about that too. I'm glad you brought that up.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't forget it.
Okay.
So I went, and the trainer there was like, wow, you picked like the hardest day to come. And I was like, why is that? She's like, well, Saturdays are 60 minutes, not 45. And it's hybrid. It's strength and cardio. And it kicked my butt, but it was awesome.
But you did it.
And shout out to the guy that when I went to the earliest class that day, it was like 7:30 or something. And I like...
On a Saturday?
Yeah.
So earlier when you were talking about how you wish you would get up early and be productive on the weekend, and you did last weekend? Yeah. Okay. Go on.
I did a good job.
Yeah.
So
that was the point.
This guy walked in after. He was like, I just had to sign up. I ate a ravioli the size of a little baby yesterday. He said that, and I was like, same.
People.
But then it got me thinking, okay, so now I'm going to like change topics a little bit. It got me thinking of like, I've seen like inspirational posts on like Instagram about this, about how like you don't have to justify eating, or you don't have to justify like working out because you ate like a crap meal, like you ate like a high calorie meal or whatever. Like, you fed your body and your body was happy, and now you're going to work out and make your body happy as well. Not because you ate a ravioli the size of a small baby.
Right.
But it was just funny that he said that. But anyway, it's been great. And today's Tuesday. I'm going through till today's Monday. I'm going through until Friday. And I'm just like, I was like, is this kind of a bad idea? Because I am super sore. And today I was like working out like when I was there. And I get that the trainers are trying to like motivate you. And I had like this, I'm not really good with.
Actually,
I'm not really good with like the names of the different equipment there. But I had like just like a 10-pound
dumbbell.
Yeah, I guess the long ones.
Barbell.
Sure.
An easy bar.
See, I'm not super good.
I know what you're talking about. Go on.
But it was only like 10 pounds, and it was like the smallest one in the station or whatever, the center or whatever you want to call it that I was at. And he was like, "Oh, you don't want to try for like," because I was on the second round of exercise. He's like, "You don't want to try the next one or the next like higher up one," because he's trying to motivate me obviously to like do better.
Sure.
But I was just like, I am like really sore today, and then the music was so loud I couldn't really hear what he said next, but he said something like, oh, then why are you even here? Like, you should be resting. And I'm like, I committed to doing 7 days in a row,
here already,
so
bro.
Here we are.
Yeah.
So here we are.
What I was gonna say is I actually saw what you were listening to because I had Spotify open on my laptop.
I wasn't listening to that.
Okay. It was playing on your username though.
When?
It was some hip hop playlist.
Oh, that was probably my like drive home.
Oh, okay.
Because they play the music at the thing.
Yeah, but I had on Spotify when you have it on a desktop.
Yeah. What was I listening to?
It was some hip hop mix.
You know the like made
I don't remember
for
what song it was.
It was like
Daily Mix.
How Spotify has like that new feature like made for you.
Yeah.
And it's like your hip hop.
Sure.
So I was listening to that on the way home for a little bit.
I was practicing Blink-182 songs.
Nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, so no, they play like a playlist of just like remixes that are just like all mushed together.
Yeah, I just saw it and assumed that that's what you were listening to while you're working out, but
nope, just my commute home.
Just banging on the way home, just as.
To be honest, that playlist didn't last very long. Because sometimes you get in the car and you're like, oh, I don't know what to listen to right now.
Yeah, that's why I'm a podcast guy.
I don't know what I'm
feeling. You
feeling.
just put it on; it's gonna last you the whole drive.
You're right.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm just trying to like have a party in my car.
Sure.
It's a party of one.
You know what I do like is I got Sirius XM. Like
my parents used to have that, and I would listen to. They have a Soul Cycle radio on Sirius XM. You don't know what Soul Cycle is?
No.
Wow. Do you want to know what Soul Cycle is?
Obviously, at this point.
So, indoor cycling. Soul Cycle is like a. Soul Cycle is it's like a franchise, I guess.
Okay.
They
indoor cycling, working out, exercise,
and they're like all over. So I'll send you the SNL skit. There's like a Soul Cycle SNL skit.
Oh, okay.
It's like the instructor in a Soul Cycle class is supposed to be like so motivating, and there's a lot of people out there who like won't. I'm gonna
finish this. Is that okay?
Yeah. So you know what Peloton is?
Yeah, of course.
So it's like Soul Cycle is like the more inspirational version of Soul Cycle, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Not even that, but they're different. I'm not gonna get into it, but Soul Cycle, the running joke is that like you can't work out without getting some sort of like therapy session out of it, which I appreciate, and some people don't.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I started working out was like to benefit my mental health more than anything.
I guess, but people will say like they get like too far. I'll send you the SNL skit.
Okay,
there was like
right.
This one part was like, he's like something like the guy is like doing the cycling. He's on there and he's like giving an inspirational speech. Remember, this is SNL, not real life. And he's like, Abraham Lincoln died, but he didn't have to, or something like that. It's funny. It's not going to be funny out of context. I guess I had to be there. But I'll send it to you. It's just like some people will say that it is super ridiculous. Some of their like motivational speeches that the instructors will give in the middle of a class when you're like sweating and you want to die, basically. But anyway, Soul Cycle Radio on Sirius XM is just like the music that one would listen to in the Soul Cycle class, which is usually like house music, pop music.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I listen to like the hits, the pop hits, because I've just like I've really gotten into pop music within the last. I mean, I've always been into pop music, but I finally like accepted that I'm into pop music.
This is actually funny because I wrote on like my little notes on my phone like topics to talk about.
Oh my god, you made a note?
I did.
Yeah.
I have topics to talk about if there is a lull in the podcast, which was what genre of music have you gotten into recently that you never were into before?
I mean, I've always been into pop music. Yeah, I just finally accepted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like embarrassed about it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is. And that's what I think that is one thing that I have realized throughout the pandemic is just like, with just the ideas of like masculinity and gender norms and all these things, and especially growing up in a house of all dudes, that like I had to like get over like these dumb little things to get over. You know what I mean? Like the fact that it's like to say that I'm a huge fan of Taylor Swift is like not something that
everybody loves Taylor Swift now,
right?
And like Taylor Swift fans are gonna like they are kind of upset about that, but
yeah, fuck them. There's nothing to be upset about. You should be stoked that you have other people to hang out with that like who you like.
Same goes for Harry Styles.
Yeah, love Harry Styles. I love Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. I think it was kind of a cool thing for me to come to the realization of like, I'm gonna like whatever the fuck I want to like, and that has nothing to do with anything else.
That's how I feel about within the past couple years.
Same thing with like shows. I started watching The Bachelor.
Oh God!
Shout out my friend Emma that showed me that got me into watching The Bachelor.
See, I tried a couple seasons ago with Pete. Did you watch that one?
No, I watched
Pete,
Matt's
the pilot.
season this season.
No,
I was into it because of all the shit going down about it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of
I tried
controversy.
to watch the one because my friends who watch it and my sister watches it, and I was like, I like the Jersey Shore. Like that's reality TV. Like maybe I can get into other reality TV shows. Right. And so I tried. I like
that trash reality. You know what I mean? It's just mindless.
But
and
something about The Bachelor grinds my gears so much, and I think it's because they cast the most horrible people. Like no offense, there's some great people on it, but like it's just like the same type of guys and the same type of girls.
Yeah.
I
know, but I kind of like as an outsider looking into that world, I think it's cool. Yeah, the CPU overloaded again. This is the best. I love when this happens. Anyway, we're talking about The Bachelor. Last season, Matt, he was the first.
You guys missed my raw.
I know
my raw.
It's okay.
Reaction.
Right, I know that is a bummer that we did miss that. But,
okay,
what we're talking about is last season of The Bachelor was the first non-white bachelor. His name was Matt. He was a black guy, and the girl he ended up with, a picture surfaced from her from a few years prior of her attending a plantation party, maybe hosting a plantation party.
And your reaction was insane. My reaction, like a plantation party.
Right, and your reaction was appropriate.
How far removed do you have to be to throw a plantation party?
Right, so that surfaces, right,
my God,
after the show is already filmed. All right, I really got to look into why this keeps happening. I don't know if I have to use like a different
Netflix show, Too Hot to Handle.
Okay.
Have you seen that show?
No. But I think I have to use like a different software or something because having the video recording through my laptop, or I have to get like an external camera. Maybe I have to do something because this keeps happening and it's super annoying. But hopefully, I don't know what else to do. But
do you ever hear of the program Audacity?
Why did I know that's what you were going to say? Yeah, why?
Why did you know?
Because I don't know. Because we were talking about like recording software, and Audacity is like the free recording software.
Because in the 6th grade,
oh boy,
the 6th grade, or maybe the 5th grade, I was a part of a podcast club. In the 6th grade, I had a super cool teacher who was so ahead of her time, and she had us a part of a podcast club. And I do not remember who my partner was, and I do not remember exactly what we did, but I know that we did an interview. And we're back.
Yeah, I'm sorry that this keeps happening.
It's okay. As I was saying, when I was in the 6th grade, we were in a podcast club, and we used Audacity.
Oh, nice.
To put it together.
Yeah. Audacity is the most like basic DAW, or DAW, if you will. Digital audio workstation.
See what I did there?
Yeah. It was good.
So what is this thing that you use?
This is Pro Tools.
Nice.
This is it's like the industry standard for recording, but it's a bit overkill for what I'm doing. Like for podcasting, I don't need something like this is what I use to like demo songs and stuff, which is great for. Mm-hmm. And it's great for this too, but it just uses so much of my CPU that my computer just like freaks out.
Well, let's send good vibes to your computer. I'm going to talk very soft and I'm going to be relaxed. That's not going to make a difference, but it might.
Yeah. No, I think I'm going to see if I start using like Adobe Audition to see if that uses less CPU power and if that makes a difference.
Heck.
Anyway, you're going to Mexico next week, which is exciting because I know you're a person who loves to travel. Shout out Sages.
Yep. Sagittarius.
Yeah, because you are more well traveled, at least internationally, than most people that I know. Especially you've been to a lot of different places in Europe and stuff.
I mean, a couple.
That's a big part of
I really love to travel,
doing. Yeah, of
and
course.
I wish that I had the means to do it more often. But I think I think traveling is a really important activity that people should do. That people should do. Period. Like I think it teaches people about so many different things, different cultures, different people, and it allows people to get out of their comfort zone too.
Right.
Which is important.
And that's what I was going to say. What I love about traveling is it teaches me more about myself than anything.
Yeah.
When you put yourself in a foreign place, it allows yourself to just kind of tap into parts of you that are so authentic to you and how you react to your environment, you know?
Right. And growing up, I had parents and a family, like even my extended family, like we all really liked traveling. And I think I obviously got like my love for traveling from them just because it was so like common, and not even like we were traveling like to the craziest places or the most obscure or far places. Like we would travel within the East Coast. Like, you know, we weren't really going
right. That's
far.
how it was for me growing up. It was
we
just like we were going to like Cedar Point, you know, like
I mean Cedar Point's cool, but I mean we would go, like we would take road trips like to Florida all the time, and like not that that's anywhere special, but
yeah, no, but
even within, like, it's not just we were just like going to Florida. It was like, we're gonna try this new restaurant and that new restaurant and do this activity and that activity. Exciting. So we did a lot of things. And then even so, my mom and my dad have traveled, just like family aside, they've traveled a lot together.
Yeah, my parents have as well, as I've mentioned on this episode already.
And my dad just has gone cool places, and I think it's just like really cool. And I'm on like and like I guess the stereotype of Sagittarius is whatever that is. Sages is that they are like they love to travel and they never stop like moving from place to place. But there's like so many places that I want to go to, and I hope that I get the chance to go to. And I'm kind of getting to that point in my life too where it's like everybody in my life is on a different schedule, and I'm about to just start booking vacations and traveling by myself, which is also scary as a woman.
Right.
But like I just kind of feel like
I mean, yes, you're obviously correct, and I don't want to take away from that what you just said. But I think it's scary for anybody because I'm a person who is also in the same boat where it's like a lot of my friends have kind of moved on to, you know, a lot of my friends are settling down or moving to different parts of the world or the country or whatever, and then it's just like, you know, and that's just part of your 20s probably, is you just get to that point where you're like, all right, well, it's just me out here, you know, so it's like I might as well start just going and seeing what's out there.
What is your like top, like one of your top places that you want to go to?
I really want to go to New Zealand more than anything.
Okay, why?
I really like the way their government is run, which is maybe a dumb place to want to go somewhere, but
no.
I like everything. They're a very progressive place. I like their politics a lot. I like the prime minister a lot over there. And New Zealand is a place where it's like it's very scenic in different ways. You know, like you can go to different parts of the country and see a completely different type of landscape. And just like the culture there and like how they treat their natives is like no place else in the world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they're actually very like good to their natives, and like they kind of put them up on like a higher form of respect than themselves.
America, take notes.
Exactly. And so that's why I really want to go to New Zealand. I would like to go to like Denmark or other like other Scandinavian countries.
Okay.
Same thing, because they're just like, you know, very socially.
Is Denmark the country that's like the number one happiest? Or
yes, and it's also the most like far left. Same. It's like the same area, I think. Again, I'm not very good at geography, but I think that's all in the same realm.
Yeah,
a lot of those places are very, you know, socially democrat, if you will, and are closest to what like I'd imagine a country being run by Bernie Sanders would be like. So it's nice to know that those places can exist, and I would like to go to those places for sure.
Even though it might be different as like a tourist.
Sure. Absolutely. Know? Yeah. As far as like locally, I really want to go to the Pacific Northwest. I've never been there.
Me neither.
I'm going there on tour, so I'm really excited to see.
You're going to Seattle?
Going to Seattle, going to Portland, going to Vancouver.
Oh my God, I'm super. You're going to Vancouver?
Yeah.
I'm really excited for you.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous.
I'm very, very excited to see them, and I hope I get to like actually hang out in the city and like see cool shit. I hope so. I have to like figure out, because I'm working, so like I have to figure out like which. I've saved up a bunch of PTO, and I'm like trying to figure out where I'm going to use it.
Here's the thing.
So I think like in those cities that I really want to explore and see, like I'm going to take PTO.
Well, here's the interesting thing. You probably thought about it. You'll probably be working on
East Coast time. Yeah.
That's awesome. So like so did you know I went to Colorado?
Yeah.
Recently? So that was the farthest west I've ever gone.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to LA, but I've never been anywhere in between.
So Colorado,
Arizona,
obviously, was
Nevada,
awesome. But
yeah.
Put that on your list.
Okay, I will. My cousin Sheila, shout out my cousin Sheila. She's getting married in Aspen, Colorado.
Awesome.
So I'm going to that.
You are?
Yeah.
When?
Next year. But
like what month though?
I don't know.
Oh.
But she hit me up about it. She basically was just like putting feelers out there. She's like, "Hey, I just got engaged. If we get married in Aspen, would you come?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." My friend Grace was telling me recently about Red Rocks. She's been to Red Rocks. Yes. So I'm making it now a point for myself that in 2022 I'm going to go to Red Rocks.
That would be awesome.
To see somebody. Right now there's not a lot scheduled in 2022, but I did see that in July of 2022 the Goo Goo Dolls are playing Red Rocks.
Really?
Which like I just looked it up. There's like 3 shows announced for 2022, and that's one of them, and I feel like that was a sign.
That'd be awesome.
That I should just go to the Goo Goo Dolls at Red Rocks, which I think would be sick.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And there's always people from Buffalo anywhere you go.
Yeah, I know. I'm also like, I feel like I'm pretty independent and can like handle myself, like where I could just go by myself and just have a good time.
Yeah, that's just Colorado.
And just talk to people and find people that
Absolutely.
I vibe with, you know? So I think I'm going to try to make more of a point to that. Now, at the same time, the thing I have to battle with is that I love traveling, but I want to tour. I would like to be able to travel for like vacation purposes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
To just relax.
Yeah. This is going to be a bitch to put this all together at the end, but I'll figure it out. So
shout out to you for
I'm a huge nerd
that you do.
Dude, I do got to say, like,
running.
I put in hours.
Good for you.
Hours to make this happen.
It doesn't go
week,
unnoticed.
So. Thanks for saying
You're
that.
welcome.
Yeah. Like putting it up and everything. Like I have to make, because like I put it on YouTube, right? And I make like the thumbnail for YouTube that has like the logo in it.
YouTube?
Yeah, all these go on YouTube. Yeah.
I think I knew that.
And I like, you know, when I type out the description, I do the tags, and I schedule it, and I do the same thing when I post the audio, and then I make the TikTok clip, and I do the captions for the TikTok clip, and then I share that strategically at a certain date.
No, that does not go unnoticed.
It is a lot of work.
I appreciate all of your hard work.
For no money.
I feel lucky to be on here.
We're going to wrap it up soon, I promise.
We're going to wrap it up soon.
Because my computer is just giving up at this point. But we've basically made it to an hour and a half. Yeah, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say because it's not even worth it. But thank you for coming on. I know we probably were going to get to more topics than we got to. But I think it was a really good episode and a really good conversation. It was also my first time like talking to you in person in a very long time.
For an extended period of time, at least.
Yeah. So, which I appreciated for myself.
And everybody else got to listen to it. You should all feel so lucky.
Yeah. So listen, man. Anybody who's out there feeling like you can't make friends with people who you've had romantic relationships with, you can reassess that thought, because it's
it works. You just gotta have 2 cool people.
Well, that's in any friendship, relationship, anything. To make anything work, you need to have 2 willing parties.
But also cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of being cool, is to have willing parties that are going to put in effort to bettering themselves. You know what I mean? For the benefit to make things work. So, and I'll leave it at that. Gwyneth, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I'll talk to you soon.